Hi guys, it's Shay from Shay's Kitchen. Thank you so much for joining me for another What's for Dinner video. Well, today, as you can see from the thumbnail, there's not a lot of options for weekday meal ideas. That's because these two dinners actually carried us for the majority of the week. And then on the weekend, I didn't actually cook. We just had dinner out, so I didn't even put that in there. However, I wanted to share these with you guys because they are, well, one is very easy to put together because it's in the crock pot, and the other, it can be easy as long as you do some prep. But what I'm showing, I actually did not prep. It just took me a little bit of time to actually get that on the dinner table, and that's okay because I think I might have worked from home that day. So here are two meal ideas for your weekday meals to feed your family. And as always, my family is for four, so these meal ideas are for families of around 4 to 6. Should carry you and should be just fine. So I hope you guys enjoy it. So let's just go ahead and jump into those meal ideas. It's time for another crock pot meal. It is Tuesday night and we are going to have pork chops. So I'm going to just prep this, basically get everything seasoned and mixed together and put it in the refrigerator. So in the morning when I wake up, all I have to do is put it in the crock pot and program it. So this is going to be ranch pork chops. And what I'm going to do, I thought I had some cream of celery, but I didn't. But I do have some cream of chicken and mushroom, as well as a packet of ranch salad dressing and seasoning mix that I'm going to use to season up the pork chops. And then I'm going to put it in the fridge, put it in the refrigerator. One thing I want to note is I get this ranch seasoning from Aldi's. It's my place of preference that I purchase ranch from, specifically the seasoning mix. I don't like the Hidden Valley because it has MSG, and this brand, the Tuscan Garden, does not. So if you're trying to avoid that, then you can pick these up at Aldi. So I'm just gonna go ahead and mix it, and then I'll show you what it looks like once I'm done seasoning and mixing. What I am gonna do is just use some salt, some pepper, and some garlic powder on these before I use the ranch seasoning. Just wanted to show you guys what it looked like before I put soup mixture on. I'm just going to mix in this ranch seasoning packet into the soup and then pour it over the top. I've just made sure that I've mixed in all of the soup mixture onto all of the pork chops, underneath it, in between it, all of that, just to make sure that flavor is in there. So I'm just gonna cover it, put it in the fridge, and in the morning, I'm just gonna pop it into the crock pot and let it cook on high for a few hours. The hubby will be at home, so I'll have him take that off. So I just stepped in from working. I just got home and ran to the crock pot because my husband did not stay at home today. So I just cooked this on high for 4 hours. See if I can get in it. And let's see what these pork chops look like. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Now, I will tell you, because I was afraid that they would dry out, I put about 1/4 of a cup of water over the top of these before I cooked them again for 4 hours on high. And dinner is served just like that in less than 30 minutes. Next up, we are actually making this delicious baked ziti, and it's made with ground turkey, so it's even healthier than the regular version. First, you want to start just by cutting and dicing some green peppers. And honestly, you can use green bell peppers, red bell peppers, whatever bell peppers you have, just dice those up. And then next, you want to just dice up an onion. We don't like a lot of onions over here. I should say my family doesn't. So I just have a medium-sized onion that I'm actually slicing up into thin dice-sized pieces. So if you have a whole onion, because you guys like onions, then definitely put the whole onion in. Next, you just want to mince up a few garlic cloves. So I had fresh. You can definitely use the fresh, or you can use what's out of the jar. You just probably need about 2 to 2.5 teaspoons of minced garlic. So in a large skillet, you combine some olive oil and some butter and just melt that. And then you're gonna put your trio, your minced garlic, your green pepper, and your onion into the skillet and get that just swirled around so that that oil covers all of it. Then you just wanna go in and season. It's very important to season each layer. So here it's just some salt and some pepper and some herbs, some dried herbs that I'm using to season those vegetables. So now you want to put in your ground meat. You can use ground turkey or ground beef. And here I want to say 3 pounds because it's the large pack of ground turkey that I picked up. So I'm making a pretty big baked ziti here. So once you put that in, just break up that meat very, very well. Get those veggies mixed in and then go in and season it with some salt and with some pepper. And if you have some herbs, I will actually add more dried herbs at this point as well. Now, after that's browned for a little bit, you want to go ahead and put in your marinara sauce or your tomato sauce, whichever you have. I always keep marinara sauce in my pantry as a staple. So I'm actually using 1.5 jars because like I said, I have a lot of ground turkey here. So if you have about 1 pound or 1.5 pounds of turkey or beef, you will only need 1 jar. So go ahead and cover that. And while that is simmering away, you want to go ahead and start combining your cheeses. So I'm using full fat ricotta cheese and part skim shredded mozzarella cheese. So I use half of that large jar of ricotta cheese. If you have a smaller jar, then you can just actually use the whole thing. And I have 2 cups or 2 pounds, I should say, of the mozzarella. I'm using the whole 2 cups of that shredded mozzarella. And then I just put in some dried parsley and an egg. And I'm just going to combine it until it's actually very, very creamy, because what I'm going to do is just lay a full layer of cheese down on this baked ziti. So just keep combining it and stirring it until you get that creamy consistency. Now, in an aluminum pan or a glass pan, just need something to bake it in that's going to be able to hold it all. You want to put some of your sauce down first because you don't want your noodles just to go down to the bare pan itself. Now come in with half of your noodles and then just make sure you spread those noodles out so they're even. And then you want to come back with more of your meat sauce mixture. Again, that bottom one is just to keep the noodles from sticking to the bottom of the pan. Now you want to add enough meat here to fully cover all of those noodles that you have. So take your time, make sure you spread it out evenly, try to get into all of those little crevices and creases so that each bite that you get of this baked ziti will be heavenly. Now, once you've added enough of that meat sauce and you can barely see any of those noodles underneath, now you want to go in with your cheese mixture. And what I like to do is I just like to dollop it all over, spaced out evenly all over the top of the meat, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back in with a spatula and try to spread that out as even as possible. So I start out with a generous amount and then I work that in, and then I come back in and add more cheese until I have the entire spread of cheese layered over the top of that meat. And it will start to melt, so it makes it really, really easy to spread as well. Now, the final thing to do is you have to And then at the end, I'm just gonna go in and sprinkle just a little bit of that mozzarella cheese over the top, just really for the color, because I don't like just to see all meat over the top. So the cheese gives it a little definition to the dish. And you just want to bake this in the oven at 350 degrees for about 45 minutes to an hour. Just keep an eye on it. Just want to make sure that everything has cooked together and settled together. And then after that, guys, you have a delicious, delicious, delicious baked ziti meal that your family is going to love. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed those meal ideas. Please leave any comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and also go ahead and hit that notification bell. That way you will be notified each and every time I upload a video. And by the way, if there's any ideas that you guys would like me to share on my channel here, please go ahead and drop that comment as well. I love, love, love sharing these ideas with all of you. And you know, honestly, I love just to find different recipes and cook those and share those, because if I can do it, I know that you can do it too. I work outside the home 40 hours a week. I know it can be so problematic sometimes to get meals. It's so stressful to get those meals out and cooked and to your family. So I feel you there. I just try to make it as easy as possible here by sharing these ideas with you, so at least you won't have to hunt as much. So again, I hope you guys enjoy it. Until next time, I'll see you guys soon.